Disney movies are something that everyone loves no matter their age. Depending on the era you grew up in, certain Disney movies might mean more to you than others. Many of these older films have some hidden secrets that you might not want to know about. So stay tuned to today's video as we are going to discuss 10 things in Disney movies that'll ruin your childhood. At number 10, some animation is actually recycled from past films. Back in the early days of Disney films, animation was hand-drawn on cells. This would take a very long time per frame to make sure everything was smooth and the animation went well. So any mistakes were hard to change, and it was much easier to just keep going in some cases. To make things easier on themselves, animators would reuse old cells and add or remove characters from them. This would make the entire process much smoother and allow for a quicker turnaround on films. If you look at some older Disney films, you can easily see the same shots used in multiple films. Just look at The Jungle Book and Winnie the Pooh. There are shots that are exactly the same as one another, but the characters are just slightly changed. It's a crazy thing that shows your childhood might not be as perfect as you remember. Number 9. The Lion King has a secret message written in the stars. This is one that many of us have already seen on the internet, but we have to remind you of it. This debate has been in the fandom ever since the film came out in cinemas originally and in digital formats. During the scene before Simba and Rafiki meet, he slumps on a cliff and there are stars in the background. For just a few frames and just enough time for people to notice, they seem to make a word. Fans noticed that the stars spell out S-E-X. Fans have been wondering if they are seeing that or S-F-X, which would make more sense as it could have been a nod from one of the artists on the film. Whilst we don't know exactly what it was meant to be, it definitely looks like S-E-X, and fans can't get over it. There was even a time when the film and Disney were being boycotted because of it. A child commented on the stars to his mother, and she went straight to boycott the film with some other religious groups. It's a crazy debate that is still going on all these years later. Now, at number 8, one of Sid's toys in Toy Story is a little suspicious. The scenes in Toy Story with Sid's toys are always ones that get ingrained in everyone's minds. It's such a crazy moment in the film as we see the reverse of Andy's life with his toys. Sid is a crazy kid who makes his own toys out of mismatched and broken parts of previous toys. Some of his toys include a baby head on a robotic spider body, and of course the duck head on a Stretch Armstrong body. One of the toys that people notice is the hook on long Barbie legs. Whilst many might not have noticed what this toy actually is, it seems to be a hooker. It makes a lot of sense when you think about it, and it is a very adult joke for something like Toy Story. Sid needs to explain this toy to everyone. Number 7. The Rescuers had a topless woman in the background. One of the biggest controversies in Disney history came when the VHS version of The Rescuers was released back in January of 1999. The film was a massive success in cinemas, and the VHS release was about to make Disney some serious money. Just 3 days after its release, Disney announced that they were recalling 3.4 million VHS copies because there was something wrong with the film. During 2 frames of the film, you can notice a naked woman on a wall. It's basically unnoticeable, but many saw it and complained. Disney made a statement on the film and its VHS production and apologized for it happening. Then, they re-released the film just a few months later in March of 1999 without these frames. Today, it's almost impossible to find a physical version of this scene, but it's all over the internet for you to see. Sitting at number 6, Little Mermaid VHS has a certain object in the background. Look above at King Triton's castle, and upon first glance, you probably wouldn't see anything too out of the ordinary. But actually, look much closer and you'll see a phallic structure in the middle, which, when taken a second glance, looks extremely similar to a particular part of a male's anatomy. Interestingly enough, the phallus went unnoticed by movie patrons for an entire year after the movie came into the theaters. But eventually, complaints flooded in from mostly disgruntled parents. Rumors surrounded the controversy, claiming that the phallus was intentionally drawn by an angry cartoonist, soon to be let go at the end of the project. But these rumors were never confirmed. You'll only be able to find this intricate artwork on the VHS copies of the movie because due to the extreme backlash over this controversy, Disney produced a phallus-free version of the poster with the movie's Laserdisc version. Number 5. Alice is on the good stuff. The story of Alice in Wonderland is a little crazy, even for a Disney project. Though it had many iterations and changes over the years, the story is basically the same throughout them. The original film was received very well at the time, but looking back on the project as an adult, it's much different. The mushroom that Alice eats in the film is a clear explanation for what goes down in the film. Many have the theory that she is high the entire film, and her adventures in Wonderland are just a bad trip. What a crazy one. Up next at number 4, Frozen's end credit has a little secret message. Here at number 4, we have a secret message hidden in Disney's biggest film of all time. Towards the end of the credits, there is a message to the audience. The message reads, "The views and opinions expressed by Kristoff in the film that all men eat their own boogers are solely his own and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the Walt Disney Company or the filmmakers." It's a pretty weird one, but I guess it makes some sense for Disney to put this out there and cover their backs. What do you think about this one? Let us know in the comments down below. Number 3. A saucy image in the Lion King poster. Here we have another one that many people will remember from the time. Sexual images in Disney movies seem to be a trend, as we have seen on this list so far. Though sometimes it's on purpose, other times it's because of the dirty minds of its audience. The Lion King poster came out and everyone was ready for this insane film to finally release. One of its posters features Mufasa in the background looking down. However, some noticed that his face and nose make the image of a woman in her underwear. If you can see it, you can't unsee it. Even though it has nothing to do with the film, it really shows how images can appear from anywhere if your mind decides on it. And at number 2, Jessica Rabbit's nudity in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Though Who Framed Roger Rabbit was not a kid's film, it's easy to see why people might think it is. Animation can be used for any age, but many still see it as a children's material. Jessica Rabbit in the film was many people's sexual awakenings, and she became an icon in the world of film. She's a well-known character and is constantly referenced in media. She is known for her looks and is very attractive. One scene maybe went a little too far though. There's no detail in the scene, but you can see her dress move away from her front. Animators clearly did this on purpose to add some flair to the film, but many see it as unneeded. What do you think? Let us know down in the comment section below. And at number 1 is the peddler in Aladdin was originally supposed to be the genie in the ending of the film. Robin Williams is a legendary actor and of course voice actor. He was the original voice of the genie from Aladdin, and fans fell in love with his character and he became iconic for this role and many others throughout his career. However, did you know that something was supposed to happen at the end of the film? One other character in the film is voiced by Robin Williams, the peddler. In the original version of the film, he was going to be revealed as the genie at the end of the film, but this didn't happen. It's a crazy thing, but because of the rewrites and cuts, it was all moved around, and things would have been very different if this actually happened. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comment section below? It would be very helpful. And make sure to like this video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel with notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!